So make sure you're lying down, spine the length of the roller, neutral, not too much arch in your back, rib cage connected, and a good neutral position of the spine. Feet hip width apart, hands lightly on the mat. And just feel that position, feel that you're comfortable lying there. Put a cushion under your head if you need it. Your chin shouldn't be up there. Your neck should be long, and just a little peach under your chin space. So really use a headrest or a cushion over the end of it if you need to. When you're ready, take one arm up to the ceiling and the opposite leg to tabletop. Inhale, as you exhale, extend both limbs without any movement in the torso. So keep that neutral position of the spine, the tummy muscles are working, glute med is working, and the rib cage is staying connected with those abdominals. It's not flaring each time you take the arms. So don't take the arms so far that you do that. Keep it nice and controlled. And then the other side, same thing, arm up, stabilize the shoulder blade, leg up, push into the opposite foot to help stabilize the pelvis. Inhale, exhale, extend, inhale, back. And again, exhale, extend, inhale, back, and back to hip width apart with your feet. This time both hands up to the ceiling, palms facing in. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, turn your head to look at your hand as you take it to the side. Inhale, back up to the ceiling. Exhale, turn your head as you take the arm to the side. Inhale, back up to the ceiling. Take your feet a little bit closer if you can to challenge your core as you continue with this exercise. You're working towards the feet and the knees touching as you turn the head to really challenge your core work. Okay, now hands on the pelvis here, elbows touching the floor, and again feet hip width apart. We're just going to do leg lifts here, and you're working on the opposite glute med. So the leg that's staying on the floor, if you think of the connection from the foot to here to the glute, that's what's going to help to stabilize you and help with your balance, so that you can eventually lift off the elbows from the floor and do it like that. Okay, now if you link the fingers, still hip width apart with your feet, place them behind your head, elbows just within your peripheral vision. You can do a few little chest lifts here, making sure that you go from neutral spine to neutral pelvis. So the pelvis mustn't move at all, it stays exactly as it is. You're just lifting up with the upper body, but there's no movement in the pelvis. You're working those transverse lateral abs as you lift and lower. If you want to work on the obliques, place one hand behind your head and one with your fingertips on the floor. This time, do exactly the same thing, but you're going to reach towards your fingers as they move along the mat. And again, exhale, and so you're working this internal oblique here, which you will feel as you sit up. To progress from this one, you hold it there and lift the leg. Keep just the fingertips on the floor if you can, and lift up, working those oblique muscles, and back down. And the other side, and sit up, and back down. And then add the progression, and tippy-toe. If you want to add one more progression, you can do the same thing. Lift up, and then come straight, and turn again, and straight, and turn, straight, down, and come back. And the other side. Lift, extend, rotate, extend, rotate, extend, and down. But obviously start with the simpler one and gradually work up to the others if you feel you can manage it. And so now we're going to do a little arm exercise. So you're going to take one arm, one hand with a weight in it. If you can do it with the legs together, as you just practiced on the fly, then do. You're supporting the elbows so that the other arm is at right angles. And then as you exhale, control the arm down and back up to the ceiling. Remember, control this. You don't want to hurt the joint. You want to just work the muscles. Tend to that shoulder and then tend to the opposite. Keeping that core working, which is more difficult with your feet and your knees together. If it's too difficult, then just take them a little bit further apart to help you balance. And then obviously repeat to the other side. We can also take both legs up to tabletop and then just open and close. And then if you want to make that more challenging, you take one arm up. And down. Be careful if you're doing this at home, it's quite difficult. Okay, so now we're going to go onto our front and do some prone work with the swan. So hands in front, roll just below the elbows, breath in. As you breathe out, draw the shoulder blades down and lift up into the swan. Then exhale, inhale to level. Again. And again with this one, to make it more difficult, you can take one arm out to the side. Okay. The roll is also really nice for stretching exercises. So you can kneel down here and push it away to get a nice stretch through your back. And then curl back up again. And stretch and curl. It's also quite nice to do some fascia rolling. So again, onto the elbows and roll just between the knee and the hip joint, just the quads don't go onto the knee or onto the hip. You can then go onto the ITB here. So again, between the hip and the knee with the foot lifted off, just to get rid of any tightness there. You can go onto your buttocks, take your legs one side and just roll through the glutes, which is quite a nice massage. And the other way. And then the hamstrings, just rolling to here and back. And then one more for the upper back. If you have a tight back, this is a really lovely way to massage it. So lift up, push the knees away and drop the head back, and then come up into like a little sit-up to roll the other way. Roll and back, just massaging through the thoracic spine. And then lastly, you can use it just as a little neck massager, holding onto the outside of the roll. Place it where you feel tight, where the skull meets the neck, and just roll your head from side to side, making sure you get that point that you want to just release. Just rolling across, relax, relax into this. And I'll just fall asleep.